Hello and welcome to another training topic with Bolt Networking. Robert Johnson here.
Hannah Scott.
And this week we're coming to talk to you about maximizing time utilization. And sometimes I hear crazy stuff like time management. When we really can't manage time, it goes whether you do anything with it or not. But what we do have control over is focus, or what we do during that time that's passing. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. It depends on how effective you are. We're a sales organization, and we're teaching people sales and networking. We thought today that we'd talk about income-producing time and income-producing activities. So when it comes to income-producing activities, what are your thoughts, Hannah?
Prospecting can be one,
Okay.
possibly. Networking is always a good one. Meeting people who would introduce you to your ideal clients, right?
Sure.
Connect meetings, absolutely. Getting to know that person, so when those introductions happen, it's comfortable for everyone, and you find out a lot of really neat and in-depth stuff in those conversations.
Cool. The only other one I have is actually meeting with clients to do what are called springboards. So when you're doing Circle of Trust and networking to get referrals, but that's kind of all lumped in there together. But the crazy thing is when I talk to salespeople about what are income producing activities, I get a laundry list. Everything else is non-income producing. Doing quotes, bids, proposals, even though it's required for the sales process, and for some people, it's not income producing time. Like people will literally schedule activities that don't make them money during times that they could be making money. So everything else I have listed is non-income producing activities, or things like marketing, sending emails, LinkedIn, service work, bids, proposals, estimates, literally everything else. So I think the first task, and I'll switch you over to the worksheet here so you can see the worksheet, and I think you'll be able to see us as well. So we have maximizing time utilization. What are income producing time? So in the table or on a piece of paper, if you would, capture what are your income producing activities, and then everything else. I think some people get that very well confused. The other thing is, what ideas do you have for protecting your income producing time? Mm-hmm. And I'll turn that back over to Hannah.
Well, what I have found to be most successful for me is actually having my calendar as my to-do list. So if it's not on my calendar for that day, chances are it's not going to get done. Mm-hmm. So that's why running to the grocery store is on the calendar. It can get tedious a little bit, but that's how I know that I can get everything done, and I'm effective with my time. So I'm very intentional with my time to make sure I can get everything done that I need to get done. So making those connect meetings right before or right after the actual in-person meeting is crucial, because that saves a lot of time traveling places and all over the place. I also make sure that when I'm meeting with a client, or for a connect meeting, or anyone really, I make sure that if I'm on the west side of town, I stay on the west side of town until I'm done. If I'm on the east side of town, I wait till I'm done with the east side of town, and then I go on to the next thing. So when people say, hey, when do you want to meet? Okay, where are we meeting first? Are we meeting on the west side, the east side? Because that matters. What day, mm-hmm. Right? So being very super intentional about structuring your life around what fits for you. Your clients will fit around your schedule if they're true clients and they want to do business with you. So we hear that all the time, right? I couldn't come to the Connect meeting, or I don't have time for Connect meetings. I can't find time for all this stuff, because they're not in control of their calendar. Where if you want to be in control of your calendar and make sure you get everything done, and you're not staying up till 2 o'clock mm-hmm. in the morning getting stuff done, be super intentional and protect your calendar and your time.
Now that works for Hannah. That does not work for me. I'm not putting everything on my calendar, but what I do is block off my prospecting time, and I protect that with my life. If I have a networking event, it's on there, and I'm not going to schedule something over top of it. I make that prospecting time the priority, and we're only talking about 5 to 7 hours a week for the average six-figure incomer in sales. So protecting that time is number one, and keeping that appointment with yourself, not letting anything else come in the way. And if you find yourself frequently not observing that time that's scheduled, it may be more of an avoidance behavior or psychology that's holding you back. Maybe it's uncomfortable, or you're not sure what to do. Hannah actually skipped ahead and gave you some ideas on, I'm going to skip over to just the worksheet, maximizing your income producing activities, or maximizing your time. And she talked a lot about efficiency, which is crucial. Otherwise, you spend all day running around doing nothing. So I like the intentional focus. A couple other ideas I had was to keep in mind that this is focusing your effort and energy. So multitasking's out. Pomodoro timer, if you're familiar with those, is a really cool tool. Using a CRM to prioritize your conversations and agenda, leveraging referrals or introductions instead of cold calling. Again, far more efficient to be introduced in person,
Absolutely.
as we teach here at Bold, than making a million cold calls.
Absolutely.
Other things that might help is just having a mindset of sorting, not convincing. If I get in front of a prospect, a potential prospect, and I'm spending my entire time trying to convince them that we should do business or that they should be a prospect, instead of just sorting, is there a fit or not, that could be super helpful. So that's really what we want to leave you with, some ideas on how to make time, your focus increase around your time to get better results. And important, I see it day in and day out through networking, is people mix up their priorities and the things that, a networking event, for example, people go, well, I couldn't make it because I had whatever, peanut butter. Might as well be peanut butter. Whatever the excuse is, something else came up. What if that meeting you met the person that was going to lead you to your next 100 clients?
Right.
And you go, well, I was too busy. Oh, were you really? Right. So that's really all I have for you. And anything else you want to add?
No, just that re-emphasizing that we all have the same 24 hours in the day. And we hear a lot of times that people just can't find time to do certain things. Well, there is no time to find, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's 24 hours. Whatever you intentionally make important to get done in those 24 hours is what you're going to get done.
Awesome. Thank you very much. See you next week.